Let's start out today with a joke. What if Wizards of the Coast were to take their judge program, which is a volunteer program, and start to charge judges to be in it? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Wait, what? That's not a joke? No. No! Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. I bring to you another story from Bizarro World. And the really bizarre part is, Bizarro World is now just the everyday real world. Wizards of the Coast, and people are going to turn around. I'm sure there'll be comments going, it's not Wizards of the Coast. Yeah. This is my opinion, and it most assuredly is Wizards of the Coast, in my opinion, that's doing this. They're the ones who've been sued over this sort of thing. They're the ones who post articles about all this. They're the ones behind this. This arm's length nonsense, it doesn't fool anybody who's paying attention. So what's going on with the judge program? Well, for those of you who don't know, the Magic Judge program is a volunteer program. And I believe it's Monday is when the article is going to come out announcing specifically that now there's going to be membership fees, something along the lines of yearly membership dues. If you wish to be a volunteer Magic Judge, you are going to be required to pay for it. Not only do you have to give your time up for free, you also now have to pay for the privilege. Now understand something. I've been part of the judge program before. In fact, all the way back to the 90s with the arena program, I was a judge for that too. Literally the only thing that I was given was a t-shirt. Wizards of the Coast at that point sent out t-shirts that said Magic Judge on it. And that was it. There was no kind of pay. It's something you do out of, oh, hey, you know what? I want to help the Magic community. Now, I have some problems with this whole scenario because Wizards of the Coast likes to be like, oh, you know what? The judge organization is something separate than us and we don't own it or run it, but we do actively require that you have judges from the program. So it's like, wait. If we're going to run official sanctioned tournaments through your system specifically, yeah, we need to have judges that are from an organization that you don't technically oversee, and at the same time you make special judge reward cards that you send out to them. Like there's this crazy setup where Wizards of the Coast is like, you have to have judges. You have to have these people who are just volunteers, and if they can manage to get a store to pay them, fantastic. But nope, we don't pay them at all. And then another thing people will try and say is, oh, but they get paid with the judge foils. Well, here's the thing. By Wizards of the Coast's own logic, the secondary market is something that's disavowed. They don't pay attention to it, and it doesn't influence their decisions. So the fact that they pick foils that are worth a lot of money on the secondary market, they pick cards that have big value to reprint out to judges, kind of makes you think for a second, doesn't it? You can't really lean on the argument of, oh, they're being compensated with big expensive cards when Wizards of the Coast says we don't pay attention to card prices or the secondary market. So really what they're giving the judges is 15 cents worth of cardboard at most. How much does a Magic card even cost to make? That's what's being handed over to the judges. Now, why all of a sudden is Wizards of the Coast turning on the judges even more? And why is this happening? Well, there are some judges who felt like they were being taken advantage of. That Wizards whole, we require there to be judges for these events, and the whole, we send out these foils that are obviously worth a bunch of money. Nobody can argue that. They don't go, oh, you know what, we're gonna send the judges out foil copies of this 1/3 Pegasus that we've printed in Dominaria. Here you go, here's your Pegasus Courser. They don't do that, right? They pick big, expensive, flashy cards. Here's a special Force of Will. Things like that. Cards that end up going for a lot of money. So these judges came along and said, look, Wizards of the Coast is they're basically like an employer for us. They're basically like an employer who's not paying us. So they brought this lawsuit against Wizards of the Coast saying, you have to pay us. You can't treat us like this. This is completely unreasonable. You're a massive company. I mean, look, recently they're boasting about all the money that they're making. And now they're going to turn around and be like, no. You guys are volunteers. We really appreciate what you do. Not appreciating enough to actually value it in a monetary way, because why would they? If you can have a bunch of chumps work for you for free, why would you not take that as a company? If you can have voluntary slave labor, why would you turn that down? So Wizards of the Coast clearly fought against this lawsuit because it would completely upend what they're doing. They rely on having all these volunteer judges. It's just crazy to me. The fact that now they're like, oh yeah, we want you to pay. And the whole reason they want this monetized sort of you have to pay setup is so they can go fully, nah bro, can't sue us now. You paid membership dues to enter this voluntary organization. You have to pay. Obviously it's not a job. To me, this is the scuzziest slap in the face to judges. This is how they're turning around and handling the scenario. Oh, we got sued. Well, instead of coming up with something better that actually works for these judges, why don't we just go ahead and charge these dues? I mean, think about it. The Magic Pro scene, it's atrophying massively. They created the Magic Pro League, which shut the door on most pro players. And they've signaled with everything else that they're doing that paper Magic, from anything other than a casual standpoint, no longer matters. If you had dreams of ever getting onto pro level Magic, forget it. Stop doing your Magic, start doing streaming or something else to build up an online profile, because that's the only way Wizards of the Coast is going to look at you. They've been scaling down everything involving physical events. They fired all of the professional photographers that they used for Magic events. They're gone. They don't have those guys anymore, because you know what? It's not worth it to them. They don't want to spend the money to have all these pictures taken for their coverage. They no longer really do video coverage. They do like almost tweet level coverage where they tweet, hey, a guy won something. Here's maybe a picture of him kind of taken by someone who has a cell phone. Like, it's at that level. So why is Wizards of the Coast going to turn around and be like, well, you know what? We've been taking advantage of the judges for many years. It's time to treat them right. No. Now that official like paper Magic in terms of professional Magic is donezo and dead in the ground, obviously they're going to have no interest in treating the judges right. The entire time they've taken advantage. It doesn't matter how much they boast record profits or whatever. Yeah, free judge action. I mean, well, not free anymore. It's not free anymore because the judges have to pay. And the way this was posted by somebody, it was like, Magic Judge Program discontinued to be replaced by Judge, like paid Judge Program or whatever. And then you read it and you go, wow, they're finally paying the judges. That's amazing. That's amazing. And you go, nope, that's not what's going at all. In fact, they're going in the other direction, going, we're going to tidy up these loopholes. I'm sure somebody at Hasbro was like, hey, stop this. We don't want our lawyers dealing with these stupid lawsuits from these idiots who love the game enough to give their time freely. What an absolute smack in the face to the people who it's like, oh yeah, you know what? I know we made it hard. You want to be a level 1 judge? You have to go and find a store, convince them to let you be a judge. You have to like study under a level 2 judge, which in my area, you'd have to travel like an hour and a half to another city just to be able to do events with another judge. All this ugly, dumb nonsense. And now they're going to make you pay for the privilege of working for them for free. And people are going to defend this. I guarantee you, go to Reddit, maybe even in my comments, there'll be some of these morons who go, I just want to make sure everybody knows that it's not Wizards of the Coast doing this. It's the judge program. Like it was some like official judge program that supplies judges to all kinds of different games and wasn't directly tied to Wizards and didn't get rewarded by Wizards and wasn't required by Wizards. This is required by Wizards of the Coast. To try and pretend that Wizards of the Coast has nothing to do with this is ridiculous. Obviously, it shows that they've succeeded with some people in creating a very hands-off environment where it's like, no, it's something separate. How can it be something separate when they require it? You are required to have judges, and they reward judges with judge promos. How can anyone with a functioning brain point at that and go, no, bro, it has nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast. They didn't make this decision. Yeah, sure they didn't. They have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with the judge program. That is insane. This is how Wizards treats its superfans. They take advantage of their most engaged players by jacking the prices on a bunch of products, by turning around to the judge program and treating it the way that they do. They threw them under the bus too. They threw the judge program under the bus too when we had that whole scenario. I think it was like about a little over a year ago, where basically, now let me be careful with the language I use because I don't want YouTube to submerge this video. But there are people who do things to kids and it's illegal to do those things, and those people end up on lists, and people who were on that list were in the judge program, and Wizards of the Coast had been informed of it and did nothing for a period of at least 6 months. This is on the record. Somebody who was on a registration list that says they're not allowed to be anywhere near kids was allowed to judge Magic events where they were around kids. Wizards of the Coast was informed about this, and they go, oh, we take immediate action, but they didn't. 6 months this individual who was on this list was also still a judge. And Wizards of the Coast wanted to go, oh no, this didn't happen at first. Oh, it did happen, but it's not our fault. We take immediate action, except we were informed about this and did nothing. And that, like, this whole thing about the judge program and the way things, do you know how Wizards handled that whole list scenario? They sent out a poster they have to hang on the wall saying, we obey all the laws. And Wizards of the Coast is like, you got to do background checks on anybody associated with your store from now on. That's how it goes. We're not helping you with those costs. We didn't do our job that led to this whole fiasco, and now we're passing it on to the stores. Here you go. Enjoy the additional cost. It was absolutely, absolutely insane. So you compile this on top of it, and honestly, truthfully, I'm absolutely disgusted with Wizards of the Coast today. I know this isn't a fun video, and I'm trying to spend more time having a good time, enjoying myself, but this was just too frustrating to ignore. The fact that they're going to charge judges and pretend like they have completely nothing to do with them while also requiring their existence is absolutely insane to me. And if you are someone who is going to defend Wizards of the Coast for this, you need to just go away. Don't bother hanging out in my comment section because, frankly, I'm probably just going to ban you for being an egregious sack of garbage, all right? That's how I feel. So, moving on to something a little nicer, I want to thank all my patrons and channel members for supporting the work that I do. And remember, my friends,
together, we are the sixth color of magic.